Hello and welcome to the AppointMatic online learning course. My name is Luke and I'm the founder of AppointMatic, and I'm super excited that you've signed up for AppointMatic. It will change the way that you do business, and that's my promise to you. So what we're going to do in this series of videos is we're calling these series of videos our 7-day fast start video series. And the idea is each day we're going to do a little chunk of what's required to be able to get more appointments booked into our calendar. Now, before we do any of that, I just wanted to explain a little bit about why AppointMatic was created and what problem it solves for your business. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever ran an ad for leads before, right? And what that means is collecting somebody's name, maybe their email, their phone number, and obviously the whole goal of getting those leads is ultimately to convert them into client and customers, right? Well, the answer is most of you at some point probably have. Now, what's the problem with that? And if you've ever done this, you've probably experienced this. You call them up, they don't answer the phone. You send them an email, they don't answer their emails. You send them even a text, they don't reply, there's no response. And what does that mean? Well, it wastes a lot of time, it wastes a lot of money, and it wastes a lot of resources. So what we actually discovered is there's a way to get appointments booked into our calendar so we can skip all of that, right? So the people that are booking appointments in our calendar actually want to learn more about our products and services versus just collecting leads that don't answer the phone, they don't respond to emails, and they definitely don't respond to text messages. So with AppointMatic, the way it works is we create what we like to call appointment funnels. And the purpose of those appointment funnels is basically to convert a stranger into an appointment, okay? And all you guys will literally have to do is show up to the appointment on time. And obviously on that appointment, you can explain more about, your products and services, how you can help them. Now, the great thing about the whole system and the problem that AppointMatic solves is we're basically flipping the process on its head, right? So rather than chasing leads all the time, we're getting them to come to us. And that's the big difference, guys. And I promise you, if you stick with this system, it will transform your entire company, because it definitely transformed our company. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a chunk of each step that's required throughout this video series. So what we're going to do today, which is day 1, is we're going to go and explore the AppointMatic dashboard. I'm going to go through all of the different options so you can familiarize yourself with it. And then what we're going to do on day 2 is we're going to start building our appointment funnel, okay? Don't worry if you maybe feel a little bit overwhelmed or anything. We will break it down in the series of videos, and the goal is by day 7, you'll be ready to launch and you'll be ready to go, and you can start getting hundreds of appointments into your calendar. And what does that mean? It ultimately means a flood of new clients and customers for your business. But let's jump onto the computer now, where we're going to go through a tour of the AppointMatic dashboard. Okay guys, and welcome to your AppointMatic dashboard. If it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, it's because the camera's up there and I'm looking on my computer screen, so I'm not being rude or anything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through each option, and I'm going to explain what it is and basically how you would use it, okay? Now what we're going to do, you'll see as we go through the later videos, is we're going to go into these more in depth and actually do the stuff that's required to get up and running. So I've just pulled up an AppointMatic demo account here, and the first thing you're greeted with is what we call the dashboard. And the dashboard basically gives you an overview of your business and your sales pipeline. So the first thing we've got here is the opportunities section here, and basically we can see here that we have 8 opportunities. Now basically what an opportunity is it's some kind of appointment, right? So you can see here that in this demo account that we're saying here that we closed 1, we have 6 open, and we lost 1. So what does that mean? Closed is pretty much self-explanatory. It means that we attended the appointment and we signed up a new client. Great. Open means that maybe we've not done the appointment yet, or maybe they're still on the fence or still deciding or something like that. And lost means that when we did the appointment, the person said basically they weren't interested. So that's that as well. What we also have is the pipeline value, okay? So for each of these opportunities, we can assign a value, right? So depending on your business, you can say, okay, an appointment is worth this much to my company. And what you can actually start to do is A, kind of see predicted revenue, and B, see how much revenue is being lost and that kind of thing, and how much revenue is actually still in your pipeline as well. So again, using this example, you can see that we closed £10,000 worth of revenue, open is £40,965, and lost is £10,000. So that's a great insight as well, particularly when it comes to tracking your sales team. Here we have the conversion rate, which is obviously very important. So that's how many appointments we are converting into paying clients and customers. And here we can kind of see the funnel tab here. So what we can actually do in AppointMatic is set up our full funnel, and we can see the number of opportunities at each stage of the funnel. Obviously right at the bottom here, we can see that people that have converted into customers, and the top of the funnel. So obviously the idea is that people kind of go down this funnel, and then eventually we convert them into paying clients and customers. And finally, we have what we call stage distribution. So this gives you just a nice pie chart of all the different opportunities you have. And we can see here manual actions as well, so we'll come to this a little bit later on, but you can actually make phone calls directly in AppointMatic. Now how crazy is that? And you can also send texts and things, which is really, really cool. Here you have the task window, which is great if you have some kind of sales team, right? So what you can actually do is, we'll go up this later, you can add unlimited users into AppointMatic, and it's all included in the monthly fee. Okay, and in the tasks window, salespeople can log in and see, okay, who maybe have I got to follow up with, and that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. We can see the lead source as well, so we can see basically where our appointments are coming from. So you can see here that we've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So any platform you use, you can track where exactly those appointments are coming from. Here we have the conversations window here, which is really, really cool. So you can see here that I did a demo one, and you can again, guys, send SMSs directly in AppointMatic as well, which is really, really cool. And you can also send emails from here as well. So AppointMatic is a one-stop shop for everything you need. Here we have the manual actions tab, and basically what we can do here is we can basically pick workflows, which we'll talk about later. We can pick the user, and what we can do is we can basically assign actions for that user. Here we have templates, which is really, really cool. So if you find you guys are sending a lot of a particular message, you can save a lot of time by making templates. So when people maybe text or email you, you can basically just go onto AppointMatic, insert the template, and send it super easy. Here we have what we call trigger links, and trigger links are really cool. So basically what a trigger link does is it says, if somebody clicks this link, then do something else, right? So for example, if you send out an email to somebody, they click the link in the email, but maybe they don't book an appointment. Well, then what we can set up in AppointMatic is different automations that can follow up with them automatically to basically get them to do what we want them to do. So that's trigger links. Here we have calendars, which is probably the most important part of AppointMatic, right? But you can see we have all different calendars. Again, with your AppointMatic subscription, you can have unlimited calendars. You can filter it by user, and here's where you would see all your appointments. You have the appointments tab as well, which would list all of the appointments, and you can manually schedule appointments and things as well, which is really cool. Here you have the contacts tab. Okay, and the contacts tab is basically how you manage all of the people that have booked appointments with you. So you can see you can do really cool things like add contact. You can add them to a pipeline, which is linked to opportunities. You can add them to a workflow, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can send them text messages, send them emails, add tags, delete contacts, and much, much more. And the great thing is, guys, if you are maybe using another platform, you can very easily import all of your existing contacts into AppointMatic. And again, the great thing about AppointMatic is if I were to tick all of my contacts, I can bulk send SMSs and I can bulk send them emails, and that's all included in your AppointMatic subscription. We have contact requests here, which is something that, to be honest with you guys, that you don't have to worry too much about. We have bulk actions here. Now this will list mass actions that we've done. So for example, if we've sent an email to everybody, that will show up in here. If we've sent them a text message to everybody, all those will show up in here. And in here you can track things like the open rate, the click-through rate, and all of that really good stuff. You have restore, so if you accidentally delete a contact, no problem, they will all be stored in here for a period of time, and then you can go back and restore them later. And here we have our smart list. So basically smart lists are your different email lists. So maybe you have an email list for people who booked an appointment. Maybe you have an email list for your clients, okay? So that's how you would do that. You would use the manage lists. Here we have the opportunities tab, and you can see here this links to the information that is shown in our dashboard. So the opportunities tab, so you can see here that maybe we've got booked appointment, they've booked a demo, and the follow-up. And if you see, if I click on these contacts here, we can see all of their details. So we've got their name, their email, where they came from, all of that really cool stuff. And again, guys, if this person had a phone number, we could send them a text, but we can send them emails directly from AppointMatic. And again, you can see all like the general info and all of that really cool stuff. So that's linked to opportunities. And we can see here that we have all different pipelines we have. So maybe if you've got different services, like in the example that we've got here, you can create all of that, which is really cool. Next, we have the payments tab. Now, we added this because some of our members said, hey, hey guys, can I start charging for appointments? And we thought about it and we go, okay, yeah, we'll kind of let you do that. So you can see here that if we go to integrations, you can link your Stripe account, you can link your PayPal account, which is really cool. And then you can create products, right? So if you want to charge for an appointment, you can do so. And I'll talk about this a little bit later on as well. We have our email marketing, which is very, very cool, guys. So you can see here that we can create new emails. We give you very fancy templates. So you can see we have all different types of templates in here that you can go ahead and use. We can schedule campaigns to send. We can see what campaigns we've sent, what campaigns we've archived. So all this is really cool. And you can see here that even the email editor, if I just edit this email super quick, and we'll just let this load up, you can see it's very intuitive. It's just drag and drop. So you can see if you want to add an image, you can drag that. If you want to add a button, you can do that. And you can save these emails. And then finally, if you wanted to send it, if you just go to the settings tab, you can see that info there. So obviously you do have the templates tab as well, similar to like I showed you before, the trigger links and the HTML builder. So if you're a little bit more advanced, you can build your own emails. Next, we have the automation tab, which we like to call workflows. And basically, if you've used any software like maybe ActiveCampaign before or any kind of email marketing software, you're probably familiar with this. So you can see here, if I click on this workflow, there's a trigger. So when somebody books the appointment, we're going to wait and then we're going to send them an email, we're going to send them an SMS. And the really cool thing about AppointMatic, which other email marketing softwares don't let you do, is the fact that you can set this to send the time before the appointment. And that's really critical. So tools like ActiveCampaign, there isn't actually this option. You have to set it up. So send email, wait 1 day, send email, wait 1 day. But the problem with that is if they book an appointment for tomorrow, you're still sending them emails after the appointment, right? Whereas when here, we can make it so that all the emails get sent to them before the appointment, which is very, very cool as well. So that's the automation. We have campaigns basically here. So we can create a campaign, which is how we would send emails and things. We have triggers, so we can create custom triggers. So if I click add trigger and I'll just do demo, and then you'll see here, guys, look, you can see that we have loads of different triggers. So maybe when an appointment is booked, we can trigger different actions, and that's really cool as well. We have the sites tab here. Now this is where we're going to be building our actual funnel. So you'll be able to see in here that we give you a demo funnel, okay? Now what we basically did to create this funnel is we took the data from our top 500 users and we basically kind of put all that together into a template that anybody can use. So this template is proven to get appointments, and we'll go through that in a later video. We have forms here. So forms are what you build if you want to add custom qualifying questions, right? So you can see here that I've got one for qualifying the appointment, and you can see here that I've asked them for their yearly revenue, why do they want to work with us, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's where you would build that, but again, we'll talk more on that later. We have the surveys tab, which you can create surveys to send to customers if you so wish. We have the chat widget, which is really cool. So you guys don't need to pay for software like live chat and stuff anymore. You can build your live chat system right within AppointMatic. You've got media there, which will show you basically all of the images and stuff you've uploaded. And finally, URL redirects, which you don't have to worry too much about for the purpose of these tutorials. Next, we have reputation, which is also a really good feature because one of the bits of feedback that we got from our customers was basically, I'm really bad at collecting reviews, or maybe I don't have that many testimonials. Well, what we can actually set up in AppointMatic is we can automatically send customers review requests, right? And we can actually display these reviews on our landing page or our funnel, which is very cool as well. We can manually send review requests so we can get more reviews. Here we have the reporting window, which is very, very cool. So in AppointMatic, You can actually, as I talked about, make calls. So this is where you would track that. You can see by agent, so you can see by all of your different salespeople kind of the metrics, so how many deals did they close and all of that kind of stuff. And what's really cool is when you have a sales team in here, you can actually create a leaderboard, which is very cool as well. And finally, we have the appointment report here, which tells us how many appointments have been booked, confirmed, showed, no showed, cancelled, etc. And then here, guys, you will also see some really valuable resources like the knowledge base. So again, if you guys are trying to do something with AppointMatic but you're not sure, you can just click on the knowledge base here and you can see there's tons of articles that we have about how to do it. If you need any support, obviously there's a support window. And finally, we have the affiliate portal here as well. So if you guys want to make monthly recurring commission by promoting AppointMatic, you can register for that there. And finally, we have the settings tab. So we have the company info. Here you can manage your company billing, which is really, really cool as well. You can manage your staff in here. So you can see that if I want to add an employee, again with AppointMatic, you get unlimited users. I can absolutely do that. We can manage the pipeline settings. We can do our calendars and set those up. We'll come to that in a later video. Here, look, you can add phone numbers. So if I want to add a number, I pick my country. So maybe let's go with United States. I press search. And what it will do is it will find available numbers. I click on a number and save, and that will add the number so I can call from it, I can text from it right within my AppointMatic account. We have our reputation management. So this is where you go to set up your reviews. It is fairly straightforward in here. We have custom fields as well, which if you want, again, this kind of comes down to the custom qualifying questions. You can add those as well, but again, we'll talk about those in a later video. And we have the domains that we have. So again, you guys can use your own domains within AppointMatic. And then we've got a final few options. So we've got the integration. So you can see we integrate with lots of different apps. And then that's pretty much it, guys. So that's the AppointMatic dashboard. Now you might be kind of overwhelmed by that, but I assure you, as we go through later in this Fast Start series, what you should see is actually how easy it is. So in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to start to build our appointment funnel, which is really, really cool as well. So we're going to do that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.